President William Ruto has appointed Claris Awuor Ogangah-Onyango, the chair of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, as vice chairperson of the government's panel of experts overseeing compensation for victims of protests and demonstrations. Her appointment, announced through Gazette Notice number 12002, took effect on November 4, 2025, replacing Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo. The panel was established to develop a framework for identifying, verifying, and compensating individuals and families affected by losses, injuries, and deaths during recent nationwide protests. The demonstrations, largely youth-led, erupted over rising living costs and governance concerns, resulting in dozens of fatalities and widespread property damage. Faith Odhiambo's resignation from the panel last month followed mounting public pressure and legal challenges that halted its initial work. She cited limited progress, bureaucratic hurdles, and a high court order suspending the panel's operations, making its original 120-day timeline unattainable. Her exit left a leadership gap that the government has now filled with Awuor's appointment. Claris Awuor brings over 2 decades of experience in governance, human rights, and institutional reform. Before her role at KNCHR, she served as deputy head of the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Kenya and has been involved in numerous constitutional and justice initiatives. Her appointment signals a push to restore credibility and public confidence in the panel's mission. The team, chaired by constitutional law expert Professor Makau Mutua, faces the challenge of rebuilding momentum after legal delays and public skepticism. It will be expected to deliver a transparent, credible, and inclusive process for compensating protest victims. Awuor's leadership will be closely watched as the government seeks to balance justice for victims with accountability and reform in security operations. The success of this panel could set an important precedent for how Kenya addresses civil rights grievances and government accountability going forward. This appointment marks a pivotal moment for Kenya's human rights landscape, one that will test whether the state can turn promises of justice into tangible action for those who suffered during the protests.